you have to have made some kind of freaky invention with Cv2 that just blows your mind. What we gotta know about it, Mighty.
I have this invention that I made, and it's like a mind-reading invention. It can like read their at name, their display name.
That's
So I
sick.
made it so you can like look at somebody and like almost like read their mind.
How do you want to show us how to make that? I gotta figure it out.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, perfect. Welcome back. We're here in the workshop, and Mighty, how do you think you're gonna show us how to do this mind reading business?
Yeah, so I got the invention in my maker pen. I could spawn it and show you all exactly how it works and everything cool about it.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I'm gonna be handing it over to Mighty.
Pretty much how this works, get the positions of their hands, the positions of their head, and you detect how close their hands are to their head with the distance chips. If they're less than or equal to a certain number, which in this case is 0.25, then it will give you a true or false boolean. You're going to need to use a raycast, and the starting position of the raycast will be your head position, which is the same chip as over there. I'll show all the chips after in a sec. The direction of the raycast will be the get local camera forward. When you look around, it's like basically what you're looking at is what it is. The rotation of your head. Now what I showed on the left side, if either one of your hands is close to your face, you take that boolean and get an AND chip, and you put AND is hitting. If the raycast is hitting a player while you're like touching your face, then you put an if chip. It shows the subtitle. You can format the subtitle however you'd like. Right now I have it so that the player that you're hitting with the raycast, the output of the player goes to a get player account name chip, and it puts it into the subtitle so it says their account name when you're looking at them. Also, it shows their local time zone. It's pretty simple. You get universal time in seconds, get the player that you're hitting with the raycast, you wire that to this, the get player time zone, and it gives you the local time zone of the player that you put as the input. Add the universal time in seconds to the player's time zone, and the output of that you put into get formatted time. What I like to do is HMMTT. You add those together, and then you get the get formatted time chip, and the format I like to use for that is lowercase h colon lowercase m space lowercase t, and you wire the result of that also to the string format so it shows up in the subtitle. Then this is completely optional, it's up to you. I also have a set player vignette after the subtitle, so if I am holding my face and I look at a player, I get a little ring around my face basically showing that it's reading somebody's information, that you're basically reading the information, the time of that player. For the executions, basically what makes it all work is I have an update 30 Hz connected to it, the if chip, which then goes to the subtitle and then the vignette. Here we have the left hand position, the right hand position, and the player head position of all the local player, by the way. You do the left hand position and you get the distance of that to the head. You put those together here. Then the head position and the right hand position, you get the distance of that too. Less than or equal to 0.25, which was the distance that I had set up for it. And if either of them, it gives out a true or false, basically just the OR chip. And I have that connecting to the and is hitting a player with the raycast. Now the start position of the raycast is the head position of the local player, and the direction of the raycast is the get local camera forward, which is like the rotation of where they're looking. So it does a raycast at your face in the direction you're looking, which is how when you look at somebody this whole thing works. Now the max distance I have is 200 meters. You can have it as whatever you want. I also recommend with the configure tool, you configure the raycast and turn off ignore players, turn on ignore objects so that nothing really gets in the way. So for string format, how it works basically is you have a string and the format, there's a special thing you can do with formatting. If you do, these curly brackets, 0, 1, 2, that's basically how you count indexes in programming. It starts at 0, then goes to 1, then goes to 2. There's 1, 2, and 3 value inputs. So I have first value input, second value input, third value input here. So for the first value input, I have the to string, and that's connecting directly to the player that you're looking at with the raycast. So player to string, it'll show up the player name here. Now that's the very first input, which will show up at the very beginning here. Now the second input is the player account name, which is your @ name, by the way, is also the player that you're looking at. I have it set up so where it says @ in the center and then shows your name, your @ name. Now the third value input is the get formatted time, which is how that works. I'll go over very quickly again. Time get universal seconds, and you add that to the player's time zone. The player is connected to the player you're looking at, by the way. And you add those two together and you put it into get formatted time. The format, lowercase h, colon, lowercase m, space, lowercase t. That gives you this. This is what that looks like, pretty much. Let me wire that back up to this now. After we have all the input values of the string format, we put that into the subtitle, which is from the then output on the if chip. So if all conditions are true, if your hand is close to your face, the raycast is hitting a player, and it will show the subtitle of all of these inputs, and after that, it sets the player vignette to whatever you want. This is also optional. Yeah, and for executions, what's making this all work is the event receiver configured to update 30 Hz. So update 30 Hz goes into the if chip, then goes into the show subtitle, then it goes into set player vignette. And that is the whole system.
So wait, Mighty, I have to use my POV to see how I'm doing it?
Okay, yeah. So you have to take your hand and put it right next to your eye and look directly at me.
Wow.
I have to train it a little harder. It keeps going away, but don't worry, I'll get to your...
Yeah, try looking at my torso. My torso is a little bigger.
Torso?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. Now, Ethan, get over here, Ethan. We got to see you now.
I love being a test dummy.
All right, I got to see where you're from. 4:57.
I need to get some sleep, bro.
Go to bed. Get out of here. Go to bed.
Goes to snooze.
We're back on set, and Mighty, that was a crazy tool that you showed us how to make. That was something else. Now I know all the secrets of what time it is. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Well, Mighty, I really appreciate you coming on to the show. I mean, just starting off this, and after us both being inactive, I feel like it's kind of a fun way to hit back on some platform, somebody's channel at least. And the man behind the camera, come here, bro. This guy has been running cameras the entire video. He's gonna keep on doing it for all Rampant Nights. You saw him in the trailer. His name is Dude on Rec Room. See...
What the heck was that?
My mic just
You'll hear it. You'll hear it later.
I've been holding that in for a century. What was that?
This is our first official video for Rampant Nights, our episode 3 officially. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see other people in future interviews, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Overall critique, hate, we'll take whatever you got. But thank you all so much for watching. With all that being said, signing off.
Subscribe to him.
No!
Subscribe.
I'm humble and nonchalant. Don't do it.